sure you keep up with all the new content on Gaming for XP. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell, and we'll let you know once we've uploaded anything that's new. Welcome back, friends and fellow Wastelanders. Welcome back to Fixing Up the Commonwealth, and you can see Oberland Station is coming alive. And thank you so much for all your comments last week regarding the issues I'm having. You can see right there in front of us that kind of doorway that's going nowhere. I'm going to concentrate in this area today in today's build, and basically this is going to run maybe 2 to 3 episodes. And what I intend doing is just continuing building. I won't do any decoration, and then we'll do a little tour at the end of the build that we're going to do in this area. We also will build on top of where we're standing, but not today. That will be a little bit in the future, and I hope you're going to enjoy this one. So into the build menu we will go, and a big shout out to Terrell and Chaos and Fallout. Thank you so much for your comments regarding a workbench, workshop, anywhere. Very valid kind of comments, and Terrell, thanks so much. I didn't actually know you gave me some information I wasn't aware of, so I won't be pursuing that based on what you were telling me. Okay, so what I want to do first of all is I want to link this this area here, and I'm just figuring out how best to do that. It is a pretty easy fix in the end. I put one of these sloped kind of pieces on, and then a floorboard, and we're up. There we go. Simple. Most of the build today is going to be concentrated in this particular area here. Now, I have this scaffolding here. I wasn't just trying to figure out. I put it in as a temporary kind of solution, trying to figure out how best to use it. And today you'll see we come up with a very good solution. So I'm going to use the scaffolding. This takes me a little bit of time to figure out, and I'm going to leave it in because it's scaffolding. I think is not used enough in building, and you'll see when we get finished this build how it all kind of helps to build this area, and it actually makes it multi-dimensional. Big words, I know, but you'll see what I mean in a while. Now, you'll see as we go through this, there is a little bit of a kind of evolution. Another big word. A bit of an evolution of how this all works and what I use and how I use it, and that will all become apparent. Now, what does become apparent fairly quickly is that the starting piece that I have snapped to the kind of overpass defensive area is not straight, and I don't pick it up straight away, and so I have to make some adjustments. These should snap to each other. Of course, this last piece doesn't. And what it ends up being is it ends up actually being the first piece, the original piece that we had. Now, one of the big problems I have is, okay, so I've snapped that all up there, but I can't get back up there. Oops. So I'll put that in as a temporary measure for now. So you can see that already these are all kind of starting to go off on their own, kind of towards the right there for some reason. They're not straight, and you can see there's a gap between that wall, and there's all kinds of stuff going on here. I'm like, something not right. So and this is sometimes what you will have to do, and it's something that I talk about a lot, is that you can see, look at that, that's nowhere near. If you look at the wall as a guide, that's nowhere near straight. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? So sometimes what you have to do is you just have to pull it down and start again. And what it ends up being, as I said, is this bit here is not snapped in the way I would like it to be. So just while we're trying to figure it out, the pieces that you got. Okay, so the pieces that I prefer to use, let's put it that way, are these kind of clean pieces. See how that one on the left is a little bit more ornate? Another big word. It's better to use these pieces that are clean and don't have all that fancy stuff on them, because what it will do, and you'll see how I use this in a while, is if you're going to build underneath, it will interfere a little bit with it. So see and these pieces will all now, for some reason, snap into place. Watch. There you go, boom. Okay, so I'm kind of looking at this, and I want my first idea was to build on top of here, and I'm looking at this going, you know what? This has got potential for building underneath, and if it's got potential for building underneath, I actually need to snap these bigger ones in. So I'll take that off, get rid of that, and see if this will, and it does. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, so that's got good potential. Now, you're going to build like this, you could potentially use these as shops underneath and residents above. I mean, you do whatever you like. Now, I'm using the wrong ones here. You can see these are the fancy ones, and the reason I say that they're the fancy, there's the simple ones. It just gives you a little bit more headroom if you look at it to get underneath, like that. There you go. So there's a little bit more headroom with these ones. And suddenly it's opened up this whole area as a viable place underneath here to utilise. So, and I don't pick it up. I'm going like, I can put a big one in there too. Look, fantastic. And this is sometimes what happens with when you're building. You just suddenly realise that you can utilise the space a bit better. There we go. Snap. Nice. Done. Look at that. So that looks very plain at the moment. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little alleyway through here. And I'm going to make this all usable space below and above. And if you're building in small settlements, this is a great alternative. So that's going to be a little kind of walkway through. And you can imagine, like we've done on the other side of the settlement, you could actually make a whole series of shops coming through here. I'm going to use this single one here, and that's going to be the entranceway, and you're kind of going to dogleg through there and into the walkway. That doesn't want to snap for some reason, I don't know what. So go down there and through here. It might not be obvious to you just quite yet, but you bear with it, you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, so far so good. We'll just get this roughly where it needs to be so it all marries up and all kind of makes sense. Now, once I get the walls in here, this will kind of make a little bit more sense. And we're going to make buildings on the left, and we're going to make buildings on the right. So, what the beauty of using the scaffolding is these warehouse barn walls, you know, any walls that are that shape should just snap into place, and they should snap. Now, I am not sure if that's part of the mechanics of a couple of the mods that are run, i.e. the master plan and workshop rearranged, whether that's why they snap or whether they snap naturally. I'm not quite sure with that one, but usually they will just snap naturally, and you'll see that in a second. Of course, because I'm doing it on camera, it's going to make a liar out of me, but these should just snap in. If they don't, just pillar or rug them in, and they should be good. So here I'm just trying to figure out kind of how I'm always big at talking about flow, how the thing's going to flow, how the thing's going to work. That's what I'm trying to do here. There's something not right with that because nothing's snapping on it, and I'm not sure. There you go. For some reason it's that actual piece that I originally put in to start with. I don't know why it didn't want to snap. Now, the only thing with using scaffolding pieces, and you'll see in a while, they tend to leave a gap in between the floor pieces, and if you can live with that, it's fine. It doesn't worry me too much, but there you go, it will snap in. What it's actually doing, what I actually think it's doing, is it's snapping to the floors above. That's what I think it's doing, the wall pieces. So you can see snap straight away. Oh, there we go, snap. And there we go. So you start to kind of get an appreciation of where I'm going with this. Now, see there's a couple gaps there. I'm not too worried about a couple gaps there because I know I can use other materials and I can fix those up. So I'm not going to worry about those just quite yet. So we're going to snap a whole lot of walls in here and then change it. Which is what I do generally. So that walks through there. Yep. And we will get started above today as well. We're going to... so this, I'm thinking, yeah, this could be a little area in here. Okay, up we go. And I'm looking at this going, okay, we're going to take that out, and we're going to, and this was really a temporary measure, and then I left it in because I ended up putting a bridge across here, like this, and it pretty much is the perfect width, which never happens. Now you can see there's a bit of a drop there, but that's easy to solve. No, not with that. First of all, what I haven't used this too much, and I thought we could do that, but then it's just easier to put one of these little steps in, and it fits perfectly. And there we go. We've linked the top of there to the top of there. Beautiful. Okay, all good. You can see that gap there. Like I said, it doesn't bother me. If it does, just what I'd suggest, if it does bother you a little bit, put some of those floor boards that you get, those kind of ply floorboards on. So now we're going to use the sanctuary houses. If you haven't seen this mod, I think it's available on all platforms. I think for yeah, for PlayStation, PC and Xbox. I forgot what I was going to say there. Now, you'll see I'm changing the floors out here because those walls would not snap. Now, again, I'm not sure that you can do this with all floors. Again, that might be the mods I'm running. It might not. So, you might have to persuade the first floor into place and then get everything to snap off of that. Let me know if you can actually do this. But again, that could, like I say, be just a case of it's a mods that I'm running, because I know that master plan and this wall's got to go. Master plan and workshop rearranged have worked on making sure the snapping is much better in the game. Okay, so there is a reason I've done that flooring the way I've done it. And you'll see in a second what I'm talking about. And you see those gaps are pretty obvious now. When you put these other floors in, though, it actually solves it. You can see that's tightened up the gap there between those floors. So that's another way of fixing that up. Now, where we're going to get to today is we're going to get this house built, and then we're going to come back in the next episode. I'm going to continue building in this area, and I'm going to actually put a second level on this building, and I'll show you how I do that. These are fantastic. I think they're ported by Cordless, sorry. Not Chaos Info, Cordless. Check them out. I might leave a link, if I can remember, down below so that you can get to at least the Xbox version of this mod. And check these out. And you have pre-war and post-war versions available. They work very well. Now, if you're using workshop rearranged, you will need, there is I think a workshop rearranged, either a patch or a workshop, it's a patch. The grounded mod's got a version for workshop rearranged. So all starting to work extremely well now. You can, what I tend to do with these pieces is I tend to vary them up color wise. I like different wall colors in one building. I think it just kind of, I don't know why, but it just seems to work for me, and I think it looks much better. And I think, yes, that's just a personal point of view. So we're putting red walls in, we've put some blue walls, we've put some yellow walls in. No, is this not snapping? Oh, okay, so I'm going to move the window apparently. Yeah. Okay, so that's a build order thing. And you see, I've just put another yellow window in, yellow wall in, excuse me. Started all those big words and I've completely confused myself. So it's getting quite late now, But you can see that's kind of sort of the basis of where we're going with this. And so it's looking alright. So that's a good start for today. That's all we're going to get done today. Come back in the next episode and we'll continue. We'll pretty much finish a lot of the building in this area. And you'll see how it transforms pretty quickly into quite a viable kind of area. And it utilises the height and the ground space. So guys, thanks as ever for supporting the channel. Hope you're enjoying fixing up the Commonwealth. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And we'll catch you next time on Gaming for XP. See ya.